Hi everybody, I'm Doc,
I'm Indigo.
and today we are going to talk about the energy around inanimate objects. And
We should go to the antique store.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. How many of you have gone to antique stores and have purchased something and you put it in your home, and all of a sudden, let's say the energy in your home gets a little darker, or people seem to be a little angry when they go into that room?
So I did that. I've done that many times.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I bought
happens.
an old screen from a hospital. Oh man, this thing was dark.
Oh, I bet it was.
This thing started running around my house, causing all kinds of mischief.
So the reality is, the energy from people either around it or people who handled it was transferred to that object, and you simply brought it home. And both of us being empaths as we are, we picked up on that right away. We pick up on things like that.
Well, but I think what we're talking about today is that everything has a consciousness.
Everything. Even rocks, trees, plants, everything has a consciousness because there is an energy to them.
And they can be born with that consciousness. A tree can be born with a consciousness, but it can also be transplanted into it.
Exactly.
A soul needs to learn a lesson and will transplant itself into any inanimate object to learn that lesson, whether it be a tree, a rock, the stream, a stalk of corn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I said that because we're in Iowa today. We're traveling to Cedar Falls
for the Cedar Falls Expo Paranormal and Psychic Expo.
Yeah.
I've had a past life memory as a druid or a druid apprentice, and one of the things that my mentor insisted that I learn how to do was how to become a tree. How do I become a plant? Because he needed me to understand how that plant, that tree lives. I understand its consciousness. So it's just as we were saying, if you take something from a previous video, talking about that, you take something from the land, you need to give something back.
Yep.
And
sometimes that is us experiencing that, being whatever it is that we took from.
It is. Exactly.
Yeah.
That is.
So if we took a crystal from the earth 1,000 years ago to wear around our neck, maybe we needed to experience being that crystal.
Exactly. We have to do that.
And I do say that in my class all the time, that those of my people that are in the class, you probably were a crystal, and that is why you resonate with the crystals so well, because you did live as a certain crystal.
And the reality is, you of all people should know this, being a crystal reader. You are connecting with the consciousness of that particular crystal when you give a reading. So it is indeed possible. And for those individuals who kind of question this, we were just talking. You take two house plants, the same kind of house plant, put one in one room and one in another. Do nothing but water the one in one room, but in the other room, talk very nicely to that plant. Tell it how beautiful it is. Talk to it on a daily basis, and see what happens in the way that particular plant grows, its colors, and I think you'll be amazed.
But you can also do that with crystals.
Exactly.
Crystals will change shape. They will change color. They will break. There's a lot of things that will happen to a crystal if you are not treating it correctly.
Yes. Oh,
yeah. And they will let you know.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely they'll let you know. And you know, the interesting thing is, when that crystal has fulfilled its job or purpose with you, that crystal sometimes will just disappear.
It does.
It's gone.
Another dimension.
Yep. And so it has fulfilled its purpose in being with you and telling you things that you needed to hear.
Although it's very sad when that happens.
Well, it can be, because it's like a prized possession that you lose.
But I realize it's also not mine. It's not mine.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
Talking about consciousness and all the different rocks, trees, and so on and so forth, it reminds me of the Thinhorn community in Scotland. It was created, I believe, back in the late, early 1970s. They wanted to start a commune. They couldn't grow any crops there. They couldn't grow any food, and all the experts said it's not possible. The soil will not support plant growth. One of the founding members went into meditation, and she started talking to the soil, to the rocks, to the trees, the plants, and they told them exactly how to go about planting crops. And what really actually ended up happening was their crops were much better grower. They grew much bigger than
Their neighbors.
Their neighbors. And it was simply because they were able to tap into the consciousness of everything around them, of nature. And so nature has its nature. When we say nature has its own way, it's the very truth.
Yeah, but I also think they use it as a teaching tool to make us understand that we have more power than we think.
True. That is very true. That is very, very true. You know, the old biblical verse that we are stewards of our world. There's that responsibility to be responsible to the nature, to treat it with care, to understand that it's something that has to be. It's a living thing, and we need to honor that.
And then we need to honor it too. Let's take a tree. Need to honor that piece of furniture.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
If you get a real piece of furniture made from real wood,
yeah,
not pressed wood or any of this,
an antique piece.
Antique piece. You have to honor the fact that wood still carries some of the consciousness of the tree that it was produced from.
Well, I bought an antique dresser from this woman. She had listed on Facebook Marketplace, and I had contacted her, and I figured, oh my God, it's probably gone because it had been there a few days, and it was a beautiful piece. And I called her and I said, I'm interested, and she said, okay, come out and see it. And she sold it to me, and the reason she sold it to me was because I asked her for the history. She wanted somebody who would honor the history, honor the consciousness of that piece.
It's very important.
It is
very important. Yes, when you treat it with respect, it treats you back with respect. And the interesting thing is, if someone were to use that dresser who's rather negative or had a negative outlook on life, they wouldn't like that dresser.
No.
The drawers would stick. That dresser would not allow them to use it.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any more questions or if you want us to expand on this, just let us know.
We welcome your comments. Please do. Please like and subscribe.
Share.
And make sure you share this if you share it with others. We appreciate you watching us. And until next time, take care.
See you in Cedar Falls.